Welcome everyone to today's live stream. Back to Planet Crafter. We've been doing the No Man's Sky with the Corvette update. Did the expedition. Did some gameplay before the expedition dropped. Then we did the expedition. Then we did some more gameplay last week after the expedition. And you know, while I'm sure there's some more stuff I could probably squeeze out if I really had to. The issue is it's just basically lather, rinse, repeat at this point. It's the same thing we've been doing. Nothing specific to the Corvette stuff other than using the Corvette. I feel like I got my Corvette in a pretty good place. So if it was like a brand new save, I'd be, still struggling to get the Corvette upgraded and using it to find my way to the better capital vessel and so forth. But with an established game, it's just, was not necessary to keep going with it. Right now, I am trying to fix an issue apparently having with OBS and Windows 11. Another problem with Windows 11 jumping in. Like, seriously, everything just wants to break randomly now. It's not even it broke when I upgraded. It broke just out of nowhere. Like, oh, hey, this was working. It's fine last week. And now it decided to break today. So I'm trying to double check a couple things. It's been giving me some issues. So I think, hopefully that got it right there. And we're going to find out in a second, because it seems like everything audio and video related has broken with Windows 11. Good afternoon, Felonious. Thanks for joining in. Timmy is here, besides, well, he was here. I think his camera broke. Yep, your other camera broke, Timmy. Oh, another thing that is now suddenly not working at all. He's here. Let me see if I can get this to pick up. Stuff randomly stopping. Nope. Oh, yeah, great. You don't even see the camera. Right, Kenny. Reboot the camera. Reboot your camera. He's like, I don't know what you want me to do. Come here. Oh. Get to sit up here then. Oh, and I forgot to put this on your charger. I'll take that off for now. There we go. There's the Timmy. He gets to make an appearance. Yes, I know you sniff your treat. You gotta say hi. We thought it was token making and chili. No, not chili. It shouldn't be chili. I don't have any chili. If I did, well, I'd be sitting here eating it, and it'd be spicy. Have to do the spicy chili. No, not chili today. So we're just gonna go back to Planet Crafter and see what else we can do. We've got time before the next DLC drops. They did say they got a whole new style of mechanic focusing around toxicity rather than terraforming based on like temperature and such. So we got a new planet coming. We gotta assume we're gonna get a new moon with that. They said they need a few months. So few months, I to me that means 3 or 4 at least, not give us 2, because then you just say give us a couple months. And they could just be meaning a couple months and say give us a few months because they want to have that little extra leeway in case something goes wrong. But I assume we probably won't see that update prior to right at the end of the year. So we've got some stuff we can do here, but it may be time to also find something else to do in the interim. But let's dive in and do some Planet Crafter. Hopefully everything will work the rest of the stream. And come on, there it goes. Okay, we got that. And it looks like the audio is now finally working. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the plan last time before No Man's Sky dropped the Corvette update, was to come and do another big overhaul on some token generating stuff, because I've got most of it going pretty well here. I mean, obviously this is lagging a little bit now. I don't have as much generation going here as I need because of the upgrades with the rocket timers, you know, the little fuses. But I feel like it was this, and of course we've got a lot of tokens being generated on Selenia. And then we got some tokens being generated on Humble, and I feel like it was Humble. Like that. Humble's the gray color. That's right. So that was Selenia. No, it is gray. Okay, it was just green because of the grass. So yeah, we were doing stuff on Humble. And I did update mods. There are, well, if you follow akarnokd on the GitHub, there's a bunch of updates there. As far as Nexus mods, there's only one that showed updated. That was item stacking. You see my, well, item stacking is still working. But what is still not working for me, and I may just be past that threshold of no return, is auto sequence DNA. If I still use it, it generates a complete stop every 2.5 seconds for half a second, and the game just freezes, goes, you know. So I have left that out again because it was annoying to have that many stops. Yeah, so 8 of these here, and I feel like we also did some on Aqualis, maybe last Planet Crafter stream. See how these are doing. Oh, nothing there. Oh, I got some there. I feel like this is enough if I can get it going smoothly here. Oh, got plenty of that. Sulfur and all that. Okay, so it's not super alloy that's being the hold up. So, and I gotta remember how I've got everything laid out. As again, it don't play for even a few weeks. You kind of start to forget how you got some stuff set up. What am I missing? Okay. I'm pretty sure I started... Well, no, I did change all my crushers around. So I've got uranium and iridium in higher quantities. Zeolite shouldn't be a problem now because I should have plenty of that. No, I am burning through my zeolite. And I remember we did do an upgrade for that. Okay, so uranium and iridium is not a problem. Zeolite is a problem. Technically, I can, you know, import that a bit. Methane is not a problem. So zeolite has kind of foobarred my setup. The easiest. Yeah. So I don't have enough zeolite being produced. Now I think my plan last time was actually come here and build a base here for extractors and crushers. I was going to actually move, because I don't need the aluminum production so much over there anymore, because I can get plenty of that from other methods. So I was actually thinking about, I believe, moving all my crushers here, building a little platform, and turning it into a little quick hop back and forth to do all the crushers. But apparently I do not need that. I've still got too much production, even with the extra transport delay. So I need this upgraded. Why am I not getting enough off of this? It's always got to be something that you think is not going to be the problem. Alright, so make sure I don't have anything that's just like backed up and they're just focusing around one. No. Okay, I need some more zeolite crushers or extractors. So Felonious, how's it going? What's going on with you this week? Oh, and I do know, I now remember last time we did, I think, some of the wrecks too. I still have some wrecks I can go to. I was at 222,000 when this started, I think. So just gonna try to keep that number in mind, see how much we actually make today. And I need, you know, let me double check my power. Oh, I 50,000. That's not a problem. The food could be better. Get some food. All right, so now I need an extractor. Please tell me. Yes. Okay, so that mod did not mess up. Okay, so that's 9 target. Nice weather after a couple days of light rain. We had some initially light rain, and then we got some really heavy rain, which is good. I mean, we needed it because my ground in the front yard was so dry. It was just little spots were cracking, and you could see like where the grass was drying out. So we needed the rain. But now my dehumidifier has been like, from going to like, I could run it all day, all night for like 3 days, and it still not fill the bucket even half full, to now it's like every 10-12 hours is completely full, has to be emptied. So yeah, we got a bunch of rain, but again, we needed it. So I didn't get stuck out in it in a bad way, so that's okay with me. At least now we are, like you, we're getting some nicer weather. It's sunny-ish. It's not overly sunny, but it's cooler. That's the big thing, is that the temperature has dropped quite nicely. And you always want, you know, a nice comfortable temperature. Don't like it being overly hot. Especially when it's supposed to be officially fall, autumn now. So that is 9 additional zeolite extractors. So hopefully that will alleviate a bit on the I thought I did it. I was like, I feel like I clicked demand and not supply on that one. Let me double check these over here. Just, you know, talking and distracting myself. And there we go. Okay. So that's a whole bunch more. Keep my drones busy. In the meantime, I think I can run back and grab some just to kick things back into gear. We want to make money, so we need to get that pulsar quartz production going again. Yeah, I dropped these off. Don't need them. We'll go just grab zeolite and bring it back. I feel like, you know, the advantage of Humble is you've got just a massive area for super alloy, so tons of extractors, way more room than you have on Prime. However, if you can justify the cost in terms of the power, you can build, you know, your 5 extractors plus a, you know, separate one for aluminum in the aluminum fields, where we do have a decent amount of room if you work around the obstructive boulders. You could build like a whole bunch of rows, have tons of aluminum coming in, and boom, you can just craft super alloy. Now, with, you know, Humble relying on the crushing mechanism, it's nice to just have the super alloy instead of having to rely on the ore crusher to get all that aluminum that you need. So I could, you know, having everything else pretty much taken care of there. So apparently the zeolite's not producing enough. You know, with the right setup, you could just really expand a lot. I think I've hit the limit on the, well, I don't, no, what's it need? It's uranium and iridium, which is 2 things you can get fairly readily here. 2 iridium, or a big iridium mine, 2 uranium mines, and not rely on, again, the ore crusher mechanism, which on Humble is a roll of the dice whether you get iridium or uranium. So I can literally produce tons of it here and ship it there. But I think I did get that fixed overall, so now I actually do have more than enough iridium and uranium being produced from the crushers. They're overflowing at this point. That should be good right there. That's a good kick start. If it builds a stockpile up and something else runs short, that's fine. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to fix it, make it better. But that would be kind of interesting to get to a really nice scalable size like I have in the others, where I've got, say, 24, 36 trade rockets that are just going non-stop to produce or to ship out the pulsar quartz, because I'm just producing it so fast. Like, that would be kind of like cool. Be like, yeah, look at this. I gotta have this many trade rockets because I'm producing so much pulsar quartz. And obviously, I produced enough extra to have those build up. So, oh, there goes one. They're trying to beat me to it. Where are you going? Looked like that one was, oh, well, great. Click the wrong spot. There we go. I get these all launched. That might kick things off enough, just having that zeolite. I guess I could ship zeolite in if needed, because I'm not using that much in the Prime map. Just the factor of this should not need me to ship in zeolite here. There's more room to build zeolite extractors here than on Prime. Hey, Jenny. We're doing all right. Just fighting with Windows 11 issues again. Suddenly it decided Timmy's camera was not good enough to show Timmy off today. So he's upset, curled up in a little ball. Or just curled up in a ball because he has a snack. Let me check my crushers. Oh yeah, those are full. That's yeah. Okay, so yeah, the osmium from all the osmium rods being produced, the uranium from all those uranium, the crushers, that one. Yeah, oh wow. That one's getting What's it? Okay, it's demanding both because I've got the other one doing the osmium. That's fine. Yeah, I'm producing way more than I need on that now. Plenty of super alloy, so it's really went back to, well, methane at one point, but I fixed the methane. Oh yeah, down lower. I got a lot of methane production. And plenty, so it's the zeolite. The zeolite slowed me down again. Let's see. Yeah, osmium. You know, I fixed the osmium. That is another thing. Osmium here, you have only a limited area that really works well outside the cave. I think I'm close to the edge of that limit. But right now, zeolite's the problem. Yeah, osmium's not a problem. Osmium rods are building up. Yeah. It's funny that zeolite is like being that much of a pain. So, let's see. Okay, I want to say I think it was 223,000 when this started. I'm going to try to abstain from actually spending any credits, any tokens, and just let it go to get as much as I can today. All right, so that's going. That will make me money. Now I'm going to need silk larva, and again, I still can't get the auto sequence DNA to not stutter my game. Every time I put in, it just starts that stutter again. See, that is 10. That's 15. I'm half tempted to just go ahead and load up like another 2 or 3 floors and do like 45, 55 at one time. There's 2 months. I see I had phytoplankton, so I was doing. Oh, okay, I was working on fish eggs last. So let me see what the fish or frog eggs. Oh god, look, all the golden fish eggs I got there. Okay, so some golden frog eggs. All right, that's I needed to make sure I had all of my stuff covered. And that is, yeah, look how slow this is. This is maxed out too. Everything has all of these. I just put too much speed increase. Even, wait, okay. There's those. That covers, say, this one over here. And then there's those. So I literally only have 2 on this side that are fully populated. I got room for 2 more optimizers with the fuses. And so that means I'm going to have to build another floor there. So yeah, let's see how I'm doing on my silk worms. Oh, might be alright. I do remember having it focused more on silk on Selenia to try and get it to produce on its own. But just because I know I'm going to have plenty of larvae, well, I say plenty and then I don't. Okay, so this is still kind of recovering from the last run. That's yeah. We'll get this going at least, so I can have. Yeah, I know it's not named right. That's fine. I'm just worried about getting these populated. I'd have to worry about naming it right if the mod was not stuttering my game. But it is, so it's not uninstalled. That is the newest update from, I think it said August 17th was the last release on the mod. So I think I've done something that has caused a conflict with it, or I have gone past the threshold of like performance limitations, and it's just like I don't know what to do, and it just stutters my game. every 2.5 seconds. I still feel like that's gotta be something with a timer for it checking stuff. And maybe I just, thanks to item stacking or whatever, I've got too much that causes it to stutter. Jenny, how are you today? Polonius is enjoying nice weather. Jason has not joined yet. And we need to know what you're snacking on, because you always gotta have a snack or go get dinner. Always doing something with food when we are live streaming. Alright, just get that one round going. Because by the time I get done putting everything in place, it's almost probably going to be ready to start the next round. I had to guess. See, I'll start with this one. Yeah, it's already finished. It's already finished and cleared those, so I don't want to sit there and, oh, hey, look, everything cleared. So it's that weird load balancing thing where they just kind of spread across evenly on all the rockets rather than... Or, well, not even evenly. They'll get to like a point, I think it's something with the, not the mod as much, because I don't have item stacking turned on for the rockets. But it feels like it's got to be something with the way it tells a drone, hey, take this here, and then it's like, oh, well, you've got enough, so I'm going to go back. Or go this one with it instead. And it's like, all of them get told, don't worry about it. We only need one more. This drone's got it. And then every other drone goes that way, and that drone says, wait a second, you're full, so I'm going to go this way. And you end up having that one spot that's waiting. You're watching Twilight with your daughter, and you're not eating. I mean, watching sparkly vampires doesn't make you hungry? This one. Hopefully I can... I feel like this is having more trouble than it was previously to click on that one, and I forgot to wait. Wish that would, you know, go a little faster. Like you click, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I know what to do. Feels like that's it's searching for a match on the... Like, it's going through the recipes and looking for a match, and it feels like it should be able to go faster than that. There we go. All right, I'm gonna trust that it still has some time left. And doesn't need me to start the next round already. That's yeah, don't worry about trying to set up 50 of them, because you'll never stop swapping out items. You'll be constantly going to you know, put more stuff in them. Alright, let's see how quickly this one gets handled. There's a bunch of drones. Come on, guys. Okay. I don't know why that's still showing its tracking on those. And it goes to the other one. You know, oh, hey, no, it did get this one now. We're going for a ride. I don't know if I've actually done this before. Tried to go for a ride on the rocket. Now you see, I did kind of cause it to go off a little bit. It kind of skewed its trajectory. Let's try see if I can get this one to ever get one more piece of fabric. Probably that one needs a piece. That probably needs one piece. I know they're grabbing fabric, so it's not like I'm out of it. Come on, come on, come on. No! I swear, if you launch that one first, I'm mad. Really, just one piece, guys. Oh. This one's going. Alright. This one launched before that one. Alright, and it apparently... oh, God, I slipped. Alright, so you're not going to get too high up. Before it kind of slides you off the end of the rocket. And apparently that's the only part of it you can really stand on. Even if it turns, so... Oh, so, I'm pretty sure from what I saw earlier, doing some digging on it, that there's apparently an issue going on with Steam. But has anybody noticed, other than me and quite a few people have posted about it online, that if you go to Steam and you try to go to your wish list now, it says an error occurred? Like, other stuff seems to be working okay, but it's the wish list. It just says an error has occurred. And yet I'm still getting, like, emails saying, hey, an item on your wish list is on sale. Well, great. You know, I kind of just want to go to the wish list and look for it, not have to go back to the email to look up which one it was that is on sale so I can decide if I want to grab it. Well, yeah, from what I saw, there's a lot of people having issues with accessing their wish list on Steam right now. But I didn't see anything anywhere of Steam acknowledging an issue directly. Come on, there we go. I feel like I need to come up with a better layout than this for getting these in and not having the problem targeting. Okay. It's already done. That's crazy that it will do a silk larva incubation and the time it takes for me to just go through the set to load all of them up. That's just on 15. Like, this layout is obviously easier to deal with. Just walk up, click on the screen. But obviously it takes a little more room in the structure. I feel like next time I do this, I'll just do the 3x3 room, and I'll just lay them out in rows, kind of like bookshelves, where, you know, like a library, you walk between the rows. Like it's just easier to target with this. Alright, that hopefully is going the right direction. Yes. So Jenny, what game are you playing this week? You still on Surrounded? Alright, I definitely did not give enough time for them to even collect that silk larva, so I'm gonna move this way. Toss that. I'm up about 40,000 now, and we haven't even been going maybe roughly 30 minutes. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's already filling back up. I feel like I can just go ahead and export some more over there. Just make sure Humble is going appropriately. Oh yeah, it is starting to eat up some of it. It's not keeping up with the pace right now. Partly because I think I just have so much stocked on the other supplies, so definitely have to burn through some of that. Oh yeah, and I am building up so much more pulsar quartz right now than I'm able to ship. So we might need another 8. You're playing Rising World, and you got Voyage of Nira. I've not heard of Voyage of Nira. I want to look it up. Voyagers of Nira, okay. Came out less than 2 weeks ago from Treehouse Games. A survival crafting game where you survive a magical ocean world brimming with lost spirits and deadly monsters. So, it's not raft, but you are on a raft. Honestly, like, the character kind of makes me think of Raft in a way, but it's more of an adult than kid-looking character. So I see crafting, survival crafting, and it's got pictures of what looks to be like a base type of setup, like somewhere. But it doesn't say specifically, like, it's not tagged for base building. And it doesn't say it. Let's go further. Powerful spirits. Build the ultimate island base. So there is base building. They just didn't tag it with base building, which is interesting, considering how many games tag with base building that are not actually base building. Well, I see the raft doesn't look like you get crazy customization. It's not like the game Raft where you know, here's a piece, and it's like here's a mobile base, you know, kind of thing. It's more like it looks like a raft, you know, in terms of what you would, like a prefab thing from what it showed on the pictures. But then it did show and say you can build your ultimate island base. So I guess, you know, the point is not to make a mega sized raft, but to focus more on a raft as it would be for, you know, going to exploring, you know, like a regular starship in No Man's Sky versus the Corvette. What? Okay, I'm out of nothing. It just decided it didn't like me standing that far out. And then yet I got pretty much close to where I was building before. Weird. Okay, come on. There we go. That's an interesting looking game. I may have to dig on that one a bit, see what other people are showing for gameplay. I just noticed that these are not lined up. I just noticed that these are off slightly. I'm not sure why that happened. I tend to try and line everything up pretty decently, and I need some iron. It's not much. I just need a little bit of iron. You know, just enough to kind of let me build a spacer. I'm not even sure what I was shooting at. I can always join your world. Ooh. I get to come and look at your base. Is it single player? Like Ark has... You basically run your own server, but it's single player, so you're the one, you know, you start the server and stop the server kind of thing. Because I kind of like that aspect of it. Like, if I wanted to, you know, okay, yeah, I'm going to play on a server, but same time, if I want to play single player, I still like it where you're not held to this has to be done in multiplayer, you know, cooperative or whatever. Okay, single player does work. I'm gonna look at it. I'm not saying I'm gonna get it because I still got plenty of games I need to play of my collection right now. And if I can see my wish list, I've got games that I'm waiting to buy. Granted, I do know one game is not out yet, and I'm waiting on that one, which you should know it. It's the Star Rupture. Waiting on that one to drop at the end of the year, beginning of next year. Well, I didn't have the best experience with the playtest because of stability on the playtest version. It still is one that I feel like is very promising. I'm very eager to see where that goes. So I'm looking forward to that one dropping. That's kind of one I'm waiting on right now, is for it. So I feel like it'd just be a great fit. You get base building, you get the automation and stuff. It's just a good fit, depending on how crazy they go with the factory management style and some of the ultimate like tower defense, base defense type element. And of course, sometime next year, Subnautica 2. That's all we know. Sometime 2026. That's what it says, or said the last time I looked at the page. Or I looked at my wish list when I could. It said 2026. So I expect we're not going to see it before then. So of course, I'm waiting on that one. You know, if it's a new Subnautica one, I gotta try it out. That's just expected. Ooh, I could do some upgrades here too. That's okay. 8 or 16 is better than 8, right? See how my power is now. Is that 50,000? 44,000. I think I've actually used exactly 6,000 power. It looks like. Oh yeah, I'm good. That's fine. You know what? This has got me thinking. I probably should go and do some looking for DNA stuff. I feel like I don't remember. I know there's one I was looking for as far as DNA that I haven't got yet. I think it's somewhere on this map. Oh. I don't know. At this point, I'm honestly kind of doubtful Arc 2 will ever make it out. As that's one that, you know, has had just problems because it was at one point posted, hey, we're going to be out in 2025. I mean, they had like all the stuff, like, you know, got Vin Diesel's likeness for it and voice, and they had all this stuff promoting it, and they had all these things. They're like, we're going to be out in 2025. And I feel like it even said like first or second quarter of 2025. Then it changed to 2025. Then it quickly changed to TBA. Because I know when I added it to my wish list, it had an estimated release time frame. And now it's, yeah, we don't know when or if this will come out. So, there's that part. They just kind of dropped it. And it's been, you know, a while since that happened. That was last year when they changed it from, you know, like first quarter or second quarter this year to just this year sometime. And then to, yeah, it's not coming out this year. We don't know when it's coming out. So I really don't see that being a good start right there. And then add in the fact that the studio sold to another studio with a track record of basically ruining games that they buy. And they apparently fired the original, or all the devs that were still, you know, original and whoever was working on it at the time, and replaced them with newer devs. Apparently are far worse devs, because I'm not seeing it because I'm playing regular Ark Survival right now, but apparently with Ascended, they've just started causing some major issues with it. And this is like supposedly the typical thing that studio does, is when they buy another game, they replace the dev team with a very far worse dev team that then runs the game into the ground. So considering that Ark 2 looked to be a much bigger undertaking than the original, and again, the original still has bugs that were in it when it went full release that have never been fixed, bugs that persist in every DLC that have never been fixed. So, you know, it's not like the original devs were doing an amazing job to start with. So you got worse devs. I just don't see that happening. Subnautica 2, I feel like, you know, that's why it's taking so much longer. But, you know, part of it was, like, you look back at Below Zero, they basically rebuilt things as they were doing it. Like, we need to do better, and rebuilt the framework for Below Zero, the underlying framework, and then they updated Subnautica to 2.0 to match the framework and to backport stuff into the game, which was cool. You know, gave us some really good stuff, you know, all the extra buildables in Subnautica. But, you know, if they're trying to do that again, and I don't know, I haven't seen anything about that, but if they're doing that again, it's, you know, kind of like, at what point do you stop worrying about rebuilding the framework to make it better? So I feel like that's not a good thing for them to do, and hopefully they're not doing that, so that's not, should not cause a delay. I'm assuming it just comes down to the scope of what they're trying to do. But, you know, again, they've also got promo stuff out that shows, you know, like, here's stuff, them swimming around and everything. So maybe they made a very small play test and just put certain things in to show it real quick, promotion wise, but that doesn't seem like them. They tend to want to, like, get player feedback during development. That's why even Below Zero was early access. And I guarantee they probably had enough money after the success of Subnautica that they could have gone straight to full release. It wouldn't have been an issue. But, you know, they didn't do that, because if they had done straight to full release, we'd have a different storyline in Below Zero. The story would be the original one. It would have got ripped apart on release, and we wouldn't have the current story. While not amazing, doesn't have the same flow and feel of the original game, it still is better than the one we had to start with. So, so they fired the 3 people and are in court. I mean, you know, I don't know as far as what agreements they had in place, or as far as the intellectual property and everything. Like, hey, when you know, that gets really tricky in a legal sense. You know, if you've never seen the show, there's a show, and I think it's been ended for a few years now, Silicon Valley. What was his name? TJ Miller was one of the main guys in it, and I can't remember all the others, but it's an IT style thing, but it's not like overly technical. It's just these guys trying to form a startup, and they have a spot where they go into a court over intellectual rights to something. And it is, in one part, the guy took his work laptop and used it, I think, or I feel like he used his work laptop because his, I remember this was the funny part. He mentioned his girlfriend was in the shop or something like that, and it was talking about, or somebody joked about his girlfriend being in the shop, meaning his laptop. So he used his work laptop to work on their source code for his side project, And as a result, it was like a rule that, oh, well, since you worked on it with our laptop, it's now company property. Was the thing, is they basically were trying to take away, you know, his ownership of his project. So, you know, you get tricky situations like that. With that said, unless there becomes some kind of thing where there's a win in court saying you cannot use this intellectual property, this is part of our idea, you know, I don't see it holding them back. In the end, I feel like they'll still release the game because they have got money invested in development of it, time invested in development of it. So the developer, publisher will still want to release it. But if they get hit with, well, you can't, without coming to an agreement at least with these original developers, because part of that intellectual property is theirs, on a you know, individual standpoint. I mean, they'll work out a deal. They'll try to work out something. And in the end, you know, if you're fired from it and you're like, unless you just got so much money, you're not worried about it. I feel like even then the developers will come to an agreement with the publisher to say, okay, you can use our property for this cut of it. You know, they'll do that sort of thing because it's, you know, money comes down to that, and they'll want money. They'll want to have more money than no money out of it, you know. Is the way I see it playing out, if that's what's going on. But again, it comes down to if they win on some grounds of this is part of our intellectual property, we have right to this, you have to work out an agreement, then yes, sure. It will definitely come out. It's very unlikely it won't come out, simply because you're looking at it being, somebody's going to say, we are not willing to let you use our stuff and give us money for it. You know, I just see it more likely there's agreement will be made. It may not be the most favorable. It may end up being not a great game. It may even be worse than Below Zero. You know, in terms of play style, we may get like, oh, hey, here's the new vehicle. You know, here's the Sea Moth. But, you know, we heard your complaints. We dropped the Sea Truck. We're also not going to use the Cyclops. Here's a new one we decided to do instead. And it's great. And then it ends up being like, you're like, man, this makes me wish I had the Sea Truck even. You know, there's always a chance that even regardless of what happens, which again, most likely it will still come out, it may not be a good game. Just like Ark 2, I feel like it probably will never make it out just because they'll never get it into a working state. But same time, developer spent money on the studio, or the publisher, or, you know, I can't remember the name of the company, but they bought out a studio. They spent a bunch of money. They want to make their money back, and continuing to support existing products is not going to make that. They've got to get out the new product, which will mean either we get new DLCs for existing Ark, reworks of the Ark DLCs that already exist for like Ark Reascended or something like that, or they're going to work on Ark 2. The problem is it may come out and be just a complete mess of a game and be like, oh man, Ark was bad, had its quirks, you know, had a lot of bugs, but at least people could still kind of enjoy themselves. You might end up finding Ark 2 being just unenjoyable dribble. No, and that is a good point. You know, that's something else they'll have to assume. But, you know, they're not going to assume that everybody's going to be of that sentiment. There are people who would say while they hate a studio, they'll still watch a movie. They'll still play the game. There are people who would say, wow, the reviews for this game are horrible. I'm going to buy it anyway. You know, there are people who would just buy it anyway. So whoever owns it in the end, whoever pushes out Subnautica 2 in the end, will know that they are still going to get sales. The question is, do they assume they're going to lose enough sales of the game to hurt them overall? Like, if they are not losing that many sales to financially make it less viable, then yeah, game's still gonna come out, and it will still progress because they'll have enough people. I expect in the end to probably, at the least, there'll be enough people that buy it to keep them afloat for a while. And you still have, of course, whenever the game hits early access, what are they gonna do? They're probably gonna push either right then or right before it with Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. You know, like now, winter sale, autumn sale, those are coming up. You'll see those hit, and it's gonna be, here you go, $5 Subnautica. It's an old game, but if you never got it before, here's the chance, $5. They still get some sales on that. Same as Ark. You can go buy Ark Survival Original and the DLCs typically for the cost of the game originally when it first came out. You know, to get all of it now. So there's still gonna be people who are gonna take advantage of that. So they'll still get some money from that too, to help kind of keep things floating. Whether they get enough in the long run, again, comes down to how bad the reviews are. And you will see bad, if it's a bad enough legal situation, you will see negative reviews simply for the legal part of it. Not because the game's bad, not because, you know, there's problems. There'll be people who just rate it badly because they don't want to support the publisher, you know. So there will be a lot of bad reviews on that. There's one game, now I can't remember the name of it. It was on Steam and it was on Epic, and it was selling on both, and then Epic offered to make it an exclusive. And so the devs, again, money being the big factor, said, you know, like big dollar signs took over their eyes. They're like, money. And what happened? Well, the game got delisted from Steam. You could still find it if you had like wishlist it or whatever. And people who owned it could go and still look at the page, but it's like it wouldn't even search for it. And that, I think that was not originally what they did. They had it searchable still, where it still showed up, but it wasn't purchasable anymore. And they delisted it because people just turned immediately and started hitting it with negative review after negative review. It was something like 8% positive reviews for that game, simply because they took it out of sale on Steam and made it an Epic exclusive. People didn't go and say, well, I'll just go buy it Epic and deal with it. They literally ripped it apart in reviews simply because of that. So yeah, you will see people that won't play Subnautica 2 because of that. You'll see people who rip it apart in reviews because of, you know, they don't like the publisher or what happens in the legal battle. If they cannot come to a good, favorable outcome. Again, you know, it comes down to the legal part on the intellectual property, whatever. Whoever ends up legally getting said they own it, that's the part. If Crafton gets full ownership, if basically, oh, sorry, we fired you guys and that was our right. Do whatever you want, but we own this. This is ours, not yours. You have no claim. Then what's going to happen is you're going to have it's going to be in the court of public opinion at that point. Ooh, got a cosmic quartz in that one. You know, it's going to be down to people say, well, that's not nice. I'm not going to buy the game. I'm not going to support that kind of action. That's what you're going to see. But if they legally get to continue with it, then it's going to come out. It may be a much worse game. It may play horribly. It may just be the wrong vibe because, you know, they lost the people that had the real vision, you know. It's the same thing as like what the Witcher season 4 come out yet? I can't remember if that came out yet. But you know, that's the one that Henry Cavill got fired from. I think technically is what it was. He got fired because he fought with the producers and such. He wanted to keep it to the game. Oh yeah, they apparently had something as of like a couple of days ago about it, the recast on the main role with Liam Hemsworth. And you know, nothing against Liam Hemsworth. He may turn out to be a really good main character. But it comes down to the reason Henry Cavill left was the producers wanted to deviate from the game, the source material, and he wanted to keep it true to the source material. And was it one of the seasons of Game of Thrones they started to deviate from the source material? And it kind of started to go downhill from that. I never really watched that much Game of Thrones, so I can't remember for sure on that. I just know there was some point where it was the same idea. They started to leave the source material and just come up with new stuff, and it did not sit well with fans. You know? So I think it probably could be something like that. If the legal battle wins, they get to keep producing Subnautica. Oh, you got fired. You can't say anything because you got fired. This is our game. That's also going to be a thing, is how bad does it hurt the people who still want to buy and play the game, and in the end say, wow, this sucks. This sucks. You got rid of the talent who knew what to do, who put together the game and made it such a great game. You got rid of the guys that had the vision, and this is just a mess. This is just uninspired. You know, it's Starfield. It's uninspired. You know, it's focus on the wrong thing and not on the right things and make a mediocre game. That could be it too. The game was ready. Like not a full release, I would assume, but you mean like it's ready for go ahead and drop into early access. See, again, that's part of what helped Below Zero do better than it would have in the long run, is they kept it early access and they got feedback. Maybe Krafton's wanting to you know, do it as a full release and not do the early access thing. They don't want to do it as, we're going to release it right now at this price because it's early access, and then later on, oh, hopefully you still haven't bought it and you can pay a little bit more. You know, it might be that. They might just want to say, we want to do it full release this time, and that might have been what it was. They stopped them from releasing it into early access, which again is part of the benefit with certain games, not all games, certain games, that they benefit from early access because of feedback, and the devs actually listen to the players and get that feedback. It's why they hired a whole new story writer for Below Zero and redid the story, listening to players. And now, you know, thinking about it, I don't think Krafton was the one that did Ark, but I'll have to look. I feel like I know the name of something recently. Let me look and see what it was. Ark. I'll say it's definitely Ark Ascended was the one. I know, should show it. Snail Games. That's it. Snail Games USA. Apparently their MO is buy a game, make it crap. Just try to milk it for money. And maybe that's what Krafton's doing now. They're wanting to focus more on the money, because, you know, money matters. It makes the world go around. It's how you pay for things. You know, you can't live off of just, you know, friendly smile, or not everybody can. Some people can. Oh. I'm here and not on the Prime map. Where's that go? There. You can keep that stuff. That's fine. Oh, Again, it comes down to, I think in the end, the intellectual property aspect's gonna be the main thing. Do they get to take control of it, or you know, is it a case of you're gonna have to work out a deal, kind of thing? Because you know, again, from a publisher standpoint, you got money in it. You don't want to just sacrifice that money. They're not gonna say out of spite, well, fine, courtside with you. We're not releasing it at all. We're just gonna lose that money. No, you don't want to just throw away that money. You know, Bethesda should have held off on Starfield for another year or two and kept trying to polish it, but they didn't. They pushed it out, and then they pushed out an insulting DLC that costs way too much and gives you way too little for the price. They don't care. It's all about the money for them. They knew they'd get enough sales. They don't care about the quality of the product, so a publisher is going to do the same thing. They're worried about the money in the end, so Krafton's still going to try to make money out of it. The game is probably going to come out one way or another, unless it just comes down to like, again, like the devs that got fired, they get their claim. Krafton has to work with them, and then they just refuse to work with whatever Krafton is saying is what they're willing to do. Like, here's our offer, do this, and Krafton says no. You know, if they can't come to a mutual agreement, then yeah, it's possible we won't see Subnautica 2. But that's a very unlikely thing. Somewhere, somebody's going to break and say, fine, we'll do it your way because we want money. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That's 100,000 now. What was that? Just over an hour. 100,000 in an hour, so... You know what, let's do one more check on Humble. Just make sure my Pulsar Quartz is getting shipped out properly. I'm not about to overflow. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's starting to burn out. That actually might be starting to balance out a little bit. That's still fine. Okay, iridium is keeping up. Uranium is burning through. That's fine because I can ship stuff. So I think that's what I was doing, was shipping some stuff too. Osmium, I did check. Yeah, okay. Zeolite's actually holding up right now. So, methane. Let me check my methane. Not this floor. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's not that one. Yeah, okay, I've got room. But that's 4 each, so it's a double stack. I'll probably just throw another optimizer if I need to. Do I have any optimizers here? I bet I do. Okay. Cool. Works for me. No. One there. Boom. Alright, how fast are they going? 25-second production time. Yeah! Look at that. Every 25 seconds, 8 more methane. Let's see what it was before. 32 seconds. So I gained 7 seconds with those 3. That's all I gained on it. Okay. Whatever. Good enough. That will help speed that up. So hopefully, is this row? Yeah, that's draining. So hopefully that will start to pick up a bit. I mean, may not seem like much, but 7 seconds can be quite a helpful difference on something like that in the long run. I know where else I need to go. I need to go over that way. Look for some, animals. Maybe with the next game, or not next game, the new map, the toxicity focused map, we'll get an aquatic creature. Like, you know, we've got the creatures that show up, not just the random fish, you know, and like, oh, you put a fish farm in, you get some fish showing up, butterflies and all that. Maybe we'll get an actual, like, creature, like, that we go and can pet underwater, like a dolphin, or whale type creature, you know, something that travels in you know, it's a whale, it's a pod, travels in a pod. That's a group of whales. And you can go in there and be like, oh, let me go pet you. And it's like we have like a big kind of a cool thing of, you know, like here we got what became an ocean. On the next world, the DLC is supposed to be toxicity focused. So we're trying to clear toxicity from the atmosphere, from the environment. Maybe have a toxic ocean in the game. Instead of the ocean appearing, it's already there, but it slowly changes color to a safe to swim in type of thing. Instead of it being you can't breathe, like oh man, I'm swimming in it, you know, I'm taking injury. Instead of my O2 draining alone, it'd be I'm taking health damage, and it slows down as the toxicity level decreases. Kind of like, you know, our oxygen drain decreases as we get our terraformation index higher. And that way we can have a big ocean that's already in the game, in the map. And then once you get it clear enough, we get aquatic life. And one of those could be a big fish, a big swimming mammal, you know, whatever, big reptile. Could be dolphins. You know, something with a porpoise. But I feel like the whales or something like that could be kind of neat because you have that extra factor of something deeper than what we've had. You know, like here, we can do this early access, go down here. I think if I go too far now, it actually starts to hurt me. But we had that depth. I remember going there in early access at one point when it was still desert out here before we got the ocean. That would be a nice little change as well for the map if we did get like a proper ocean environment in the next map, the new planet. And obviously, I'm expecting we're gonna get moon. The moon may not come out immediately when they do the DLC. It may be like a later edition, because like the moon's update was a, you know, later edition for free. You got to buy the Humble DLC to get Humble and Aqualis. Right? Yeah, I think it's Humble and Aqualis. Selenia is part of the Prime one, right? I feel like that was it. I could be wrong on that. But I feel like we're going to get at least one new moon at some point for the new planet. And it is a planet. Granted, they did use planet and moon interchangeably when talking about the moon's update, saying we got 3 new planets coming. And it's actually, you know, planet and then moons. But yeah, I feel like that could be a cool little change. Give us some aquatic creature we have to track down and get. And then that will give us an interesting little thing for like an aquatic animal pin type of thing. They may not want to do it just because they don't want to have to add another thing, another tech thing for it, but you know they're going to have to add new tech anyway based on the new toxicity thing. Just like we got ore crushers added to the game for Humble. That's specific to Humble. You know, why not add something specific for like aquatic mammals, aquatic creatures, like, you know, animal pen type of thing, aquatic animal feeder. You know, just do that. I haven't looked at these in a while. Not that I have to. That's all automated. Oh. Forgot. I gotta go do some more silk things still. Still have a little bit left. Honestly, I could knock these out quickly. Considering how quick these research. Ah, great. Apparently, staying considering triggered Siri. There we go. All right. And already done. Yeah. Let's just, you know what? I'm just going to knock these out. Get that, because I did 2 rows. So I did 12 stacks. So that's 120. More larva. 2 rows worth of larva. So specifically, so that's 40. Yeah, that's 3 each. So yeah, 40 silk gens, not counting the ones I already have waiting in storage. So and I want to say I think it was like 64, 67, something like that I was getting per floor in terms of the generators. Oh, Den, hi! Sorry, I just saw that. Thanks for joining. Okay, that's another round. Let's see. There we go. Done. Technically, you could do this without the stacking mod right now. You could just fill up, like, a certain number of stack or items per floor. You know, just fill up your inventory to a certain point, come and drop them off in the storage containers, the lockers, and then just each time you go to the floor, you pull out what you need and go and just, you know, drop them off around the floor. So it'd be nice to automate it with drones. But, you know, you can still do this without a stacking mod, but stacking mod definitely helps. And it's good to know that 15 takes long enough to fill 15 of them for the first one to finish. And apparently that one keeps having problems delivering its silk larva. Yeah. This makes it easy to do without the auto incubation mod. But I still like the auto incubation mod. I wish it worked without causing that stutter. If I really need it, I'll throw a whole bunch of supplies in, and then I'll turn the auto incubation mod on and just sit here and let it run while I watch it stutter every 2.5 seconds. So, how am I doing? I know I checked already one time. Let me just make sure. Yep, everything's gone. Sure, there's nothing. It's random. Okay, so nothing is held up. So I'm not sitting here waiting on drones. I'm not waiting on auto crafters to get in gear. I'm literally waiting on silk to produce. And I've got them all decked out. I've already got more multiplier fuses for Selenia, which is where it really is going to matter. But I still have 2 more optimizers with trade fuses on that side to put in. So I think I need to do another floor. What? I do the right one. One more floor. Hope maybe in the new DLC they make that kind of stuff less difficult. Yeah, I need to get that closer. Okay. Boom. Okay. So need supplies and silk, water, oxygen, zeolite. There we go. Oxygen. With this side. I really burned through my zeolite. Like significantly. Yep. There we go. And back. Okay, so that should be 60. These done. All right. It's been a few weeks. So let me think. Okay, I know how I did this. Always start in the middle on the wall. And work my way over. Turn. Get 3 in the front, and that gives me where I put my auto crafters. As I remember before, I had to do that because the floors were producing so much silk the auto crafters couldn't keep up. So now it's 4 auto crafters per floor, just to make sure. Okay. There's this. It would be kind of nice to have a blueprint style option where you can just build, like even if it's just by the floor, you can build and attach to another structure as long as it fits, and you have the resources and say like on I want to say the way SAS Factory did it is you have you have storage, you put the materials in for the blueprint, and then you can build the blueprint because of the materials in the storage. I also remember they gave us a quantum storage thing so you could easily access your stuff anywhere. I think I didn't do that quite close enough, but you know what? It's fine. Yeah, that blueprint option, you could say like, I'm gonna design the floor and I'm just gonna stack it. I just need to know what resources to put in. I put them in that storage thing, or the blueprints, boom. You know, done. 11? I did not build 11, so 49. I brought 60, and I have enough for 11 left, so I guess that's it. 49 per floor. Okay, need 4. No, oh. Those, and then 12 windows. There we go. And then we'll get the optimizers. It is right about like that. Not gonna make a big difference because I got plenty of room. That supply. And this hopefully should balance it out here well enough that I don't have to worry about any more floors on this planet. And just do Selenia. I still think it was about 223,000 when we started. So I'm up 140-ish thousand right now. Hour and a half. So I'm going to hit at least 280,000. I think with this, I can push it a little bit higher. I might could do 300,000 in an hour today. And I'm not even spending any of it. I just want to see how much it does because I've already spent plenty. Goes those. And 18 fuses. Yes. And now they're all gone. This may end up overdoing it a little bit, but that's why I've got room for 6 more trade fuses. Also, I was just thinking about the fact that technically you could do it a different way. You could say, I'm going to build a floor with just the autocrafters and the optimizers. You just do that on, like, say, the first floor. It's just a whole bunch of autocrafters and optimizers. Then the second floor is where you start building the silk generators. So the optimizers are going to target the closest ones, which would be the ones upstairs, and that will give you more room to build silk generators in the next floor instead of trying to leave room doing this format. Like I have it where you don't have these, you don't have these. It's just row after row of silk generators. You know, like I have this, I'll just go and say, okay, here's another row, and then leave a gap in the middle and do that. So it's just all these rows of silk generators on a floor right above optimizers and auto crafters. But, you know, the disadvantage there is the stacking of the optimizers. Because, I mean, yo, if you get an optimizer that hits multiple ones, let's see, that's 114 seconds. That's 80 seconds. That's 80 seconds. 114, 200 seconds. 200 seconds. So see, these right here at the end are not even getting affected, it seems. Yeah, they're getting left out. So that's, you're still gonna have some that are going to be going at the normal speed, and you're instead stacking some to try and get it to down where, okay, 114 to, let's see, that one of these, 114 to 80 seconds. So that's a combination of at least, yeah, that one there in the middle. Okay, so that's 2 optimizers affecting this one, 80 seconds. So 1 optimizer, 114 seconds, 2 optimizers, 80 seconds. So you lose from 200 to 114, so you've got a difference of 86 seconds decrease there. And then from there to here is 34-second decrease. Yeah, 86 seconds. No, yeah, 86 seconds. 86-second decrease with the first one. Second one gives you 34-second decrease. Yeah. So you lose 34 seconds, which means if you did get a third one to line up on it, you're going to lose even less. If the optimizers could be targeted specifically to certain ones where you could choose which ones they affected, like a, you go in the optimizer, say select targets, and it goes in target mode, and now you go to it, it highlights it, not like that, but like highlights it green or whatever, or even just gives it that highlight. You see it, you click on it, and it selects it, and then once it's selected, it then, you know, you can, you know what? Keep it simple. You get select mode, and then you get clear selection. That's it. It just clears all of it, and you redo it from scratch. Kind of like, you know, when you're doing this, if you got a lot of stuff in the demand, it's easier just go and clear it than try to clear one by one and just rebuild it. So that would be, and plus with that, you're only choosing 8 at most. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I picked them. That's the ones I want. If you could do that, you could balance it out. I would say, yeah, floor with crafters and optimizers, then a floor of just the silk generators. So you could, here's the problem. If you go in select mode, you're not going to be able to climb the ladder. So you'd have to use stairs. So if you're good with that, use stairs, at least to set it up. Go around, floor after floor, get it built where it's optimized. So you can say, hey, yeah, I want you to optimize these. So every one of them is evenly optimized. Probably wouldn't need that many. That'd be, I got 49 right now on that last floor. So adding, let's say, another 8 in a few places. Say you get around 80 to 90 on a single floor. If you really pack it in, you get 100 in there. But let's just go with it even like 8 factor. So 11. 8 times 11, 88. So you get 88 silk gens on one floor by layering them in rows. You would need a total of 11 optimizers. I've got 6. So I could easily squeeze in, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put Z at 10, and then 1 there. That's 11 optimizers. Just stack 1 over here, 1 here, 1 in the middle, 1 on these, the back of these, and I've got my 11 optimizers with room still for all the silk gens and a bunch of auto crafters. Yeah, never mind that. Let's just stick with this plan. This way, just keep it to the floor. One structure like that. I was just trying to think of a way to make it where you could, I mean, I guess if you did do 2 floors above with silk generators, you could fill out the first floor well enough with auto crafters and optimizers to really balance it out. But then again, you're gonna have to go through the stairs, because the ladder, you know, if you're in that choose mode for your optimizer, I don't think it'd let you climb. So you'd have to have something to walk around. Welcome back, Jenny. So yes, it could be nice to do that, but that may actually add just too much extra complication. So, yeah, maybe we stick with what we got. It's just, it does not pay to try and stack your optimizers too much on the same items, because you do have that decreasing return rate. Same they did in No Man's Sky with the extractors. Turned it around, made a decreasing rate of return once you get past a certain point. Like up to this, you're optimizing. And after that, it just decreases the rate of return per each to keep it balanced out. So you get the same kind of thing with the optimizer. You stack multiple ones on 8. You're not getting that big of an increase, you know, each time you stack another set of fuses in one optimizer. But maybe that extra little bit is what you need. 378. Now, again, I'm not spending. Let's see. I actually have some. Somewhere I've got some trade fuses, I think. Don't. Well, if I find enough to max that out. Now I have to craft them. I feel like I'd have to order something for the crafting. Well, they're there, but, you know, they seem to be doing alright. Let's see how my stock is doing real quick. Okay, I think I am not stockpiling as many now, right here. Fuses, yes. 6 trade fuses, there we go. Where are they going? They're flying out over the ocean area and then turning around. They're actually even like interacting with these that they're apparently supposed to be interacting with. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, we'll just kind of go generally in that direction, and at some point it's going to work. Okay, got my trade fuses. And I'm gonna need 2 optimizers. Let's just take a look here. This one, well, no, that one just launched, right? 1 seconds. 3 minutes. I think that's why I got it down to is 3 minutes. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That one launched. 3 minutes, 64 seconds. Yeah, so 3 minutes, 64 seconds launch time with 2. And, oh, here goes this one. Great. 2 minutes, 67 seconds. So I could save another roughly minute on this. I can get it to place. Don't give me problems here. Come on. Ah. Alright. There we go. Alright, so Humble, I think I got it kind of balanced now. Methane, I think slowing down a bit, but you know what, let's go. Let's check Selenia. Again, I'm using the Portal Travel mod. I believe I got it linked below. Pretty sure I updated to link that below. If not, then I need to do that. But it's great. You still have to have it fully terraformed to travel between, unless you want to turn that off in the config, but I think it's a good balance that you have to terraform to be able to travel all willy-nilly between the spots. I don't think these are launching at all. They're actually getting supplies, just not launching yet. And okay, I do have 3 fuse optimizer here. And 1 there. Okay. Before I decide to expand all the way down here. Yeah. And apparently I either did not finish that floor or I did not remember to do the windows. Well, I gotta remember to start building those closer. It's not finished. I need a few more. And oh, that's part of the fuses. Okay, I need, say 2 more there. Yeah, let's get 10 more. Supplies for 10 more. I'll have to go get the fuses. Alright, think how I got this laid out. Every one of these is different. Oh wow, yeah, I got plenty of that. Silk. Alright. There you go. I don't think I actually have oxygen production here, do I? I don't think I did that. I think that's one of those things I'd like, oh, I don't need that, really. And so I don't have oxygen production here. No, I don't. Okay. Back to Prime. Grab the water. I did not need much in the way of oxygen. I just need 10. And then, yeah, 18 fuses. Or I got, oh, there it goes. Yeah. That autosave lag. So many drones. It's going everywhere. You know what? Let me just double check. I may have ordered all those fuses because I did not get the other. Yep, I missed a floor. I was like, oh, why did I have that many fuses? It's because I did not get this floor. All right. I still need another 18. Finish the next floor. I need to bring some glass. Oh, I forgot the zeolite. I think this has got plenty here. I may be wrong. I think it's got enough. Yeah, it's got enough. I can siphon off 10 pieces. I think I want to go through and like move those ladders closer. Two more left. All right. Let me just make sure I'm not stockpiling anything anywhere. That should be fine. And it's the big one. Oh, I did have water and such left. There, okay. That's good. Let's see where this goes. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit right in there. Oh, there we go. Oh no! My poor rockets. Where'd it go? Come on. There we go. Well, may have to wait on the rest. Okay. Okay, so I did bring plenty of oxygen capsules previously. Alright, I need 12 and 12. And get the windows built, and it'll be time for the next floor. After I get fuses brought over. God, I think I'm hitting that critical mass on the autocrafters. Cause you see that little stutter every time they all craft at the same time. Yeah, that I might be getting to that point. I have pushed it too far, or I'm pushing it too far as the crafters. Still. Ah, Jason made it. I don't know if it's so much to sell more copies. It's you know, depending on the outcome, as Jeannie and I were talking earlier, it may end up actually causing fewer copies to be sold. But granted, there's still going to be people, no matter what, they're going to buy the game. They're like, I don't like that publisher, but I really want to play the game. And then, oh, I don't like the way they changed this. I'm still going to play the game. Oh, the reviews say it's horrible. It's 30% positive. Well, I still want to play it, see for myself. They're still going to sell copies, just whether or not they can sell enough copies to cover their cost and make it a, you know, continued development game. Let's say it that way. They might not sell enough copies to generate the funds to keep development going in the long run, but I'm sure they'll sell it. I don't even say so much the Jimmy Kimmel effect. I'd say maybe if you're gonna go that route, be like Howard Stern. You know, if you ever watched his little movie Private Parts about how he came up, you know, that was one of the things that got him when he went to was it NBC in New York. Is people like they surveys like the people who liked him watched or listened to an average of this minutes, you know, on the radio, listen to him this because they wanted to see what he said next. Well, the people who hate him watched or listened even more than the people who liked him. And the whole reason, the main response given for why they listened for so long, they wanted to hear what he would say next. You know, I would say it's more of that effect because even though people hated him, they listened to him like crazy just to see hear what he would say next on the radio. I can't remember if I actually came to this one or not. Oh, yeah, I think I did. I recognize that message. First, I think that message has shown up a few other places too. Ah, all the VHS tapes. Yeah, that's the VHS tapes. He had to have some way to keep himself entertained here by himself. They sent him with the old VHS tapes, but no VCR. There should be more stuff, landscape-wise over here. This feels a little too barren. Like this area, edge of the map, I get, you know, over this, but that's not edge of the map down there. That's like, it's just being left alone. But you can tell that's edge of the map, especially that generic terrain. But this, at least up to the ridge, feels like it should have a little bit more detailing happening. Let me see if I have anything I've missed while I try to let things produce and see how they level out. Ah, that's great. See, like there's all this stuff spawning in here. We at least got resources. So in that little spot, it was like not even resources. Maybe they're spawning because I put my tree spreaders here. There's that spot. That's where I just heard a rocket take off. And when you look at like this stuff from way up, it gives that generic repeating pattern look. Like there's definitely not as much detailing on this moon as there should be, especially in areas you are obviously supposed to travel through. This is a kind of, you know, well, let's see. I picked the other spot over there because selenium. This has no selenium. But if you know, instead of building next to your selenium production, you just wanted to build somewhere with a lot of flat land, this would be a good spot. There's selenium right there, so I could really have built here, put some selenium mine there, and, you know, had it going back and forth. A lot of flat area here. Also a lot of stuff to pick up and move. This is at least a much more drivable environment. I mean, the massive amount of like hills and just slopes like this, where again you could have more texturing, more plants, you know, grass and such, without impeding travel in a the vehicle, the rover, compared to the humble and prime, where it's like most cases you're gonna run into something that's gonna give you problems moving around. So again, all this could readily have just, you know, trees spreading right here. There's no trees growing anywhere around here. It's like I didn't terraform it enough for the trees to generate elsewhere. Okay, I see where I'm at now. I like how we've got this. You know, it looks almost like it was built to be a dam to hold the water back, or a bridge through the water. Of course, it's somewhat covered up by dirt, such. It's just kind of way over here. And there's nothing here that it like really leads to. It's just that random tech visual to give a little flair. What we got here? Random light. Shoved in there. Yeah, another random light. That's okay. Weird placement choice for random lighting to occur. Again, look, no trees. Why are there no trees spawning around here? There's like that random. Check, check, check. No. Oh, there it goes. Now it started working. What the? It's like all I gotta do is barely bump the thing and it acts like it disconnects. And then it just takes forever for it to recognize again. I can't remember if I came here recently. Pretty sure I came here before. I just don't know if I was able. I may not have been able to get in at the time. Oh no, I did not come here and get stuff. Yeah, I need to be able to build this to tow behind my stupid rover. How about that? Why can I not build that? Pretty sure I came here before I had everything terraformed well enough. Oh yeah, nice. We're gonna place some of the golden crates out there. You got a little busy, got distracted. I can't collect the plants that are obviously growing here. Why can't I get that one? I want that fancy one. I don't have that one anywhere else. Don't make sense that, you know, can't get to the plant. Can't take any of that. Also, why can't I get the big vat of water as a part of my design? You know, that'd be one thing. Coming back from playing No Man's Sky, you know, No Man's Sky, you can scale certain things in size up and down. That would be an interesting concept to add that sort of function here. Give us the ability to scale things. It wouldn't have to be everything, but just, you know, certain things could be neat to be able to build them taller. It may not be something that they have built the game to support. See, that tie in right there to a big water dome for a fish would be really cool to have. I find a card. I don't see a card. Obviously, there's a card somewhere. Oh. Okay. Oh, alright, so obviously you're supposed to go scoot up that way here, jump up to here, and then scoot across here. But you can actually just go up the little hoops and then jetpack your way up. No card. Maybe I got it somewhere else and it's back at the outpost. Or maybe on this side? Oh, 2 cards. Alright, yep, obviously I did not come through here. Oh, elevator. Or you can go up that way. Very slowly. I still prefer just jetpacking. The jetpack is so much better on that. But yeah, okay, as you're coming in, there is an elevator. A slow one. Any tucked away things. Got that. Got this one right. Yep. Actually, was nope. Thought I might have. Well, I'm gonna eat some food. Thought I had a token pack, but nope. Am I missing something like up along this side? Since there is a spot I can climb up here. I don't see anything. Ooh, but you know, there's an upper ring there. Oh. Alright, one card. And yeah, okay. It's fine. I don't think that's the one that one card. Either one, two cards, but I got one card. Which means the other one. Oh, no, it was two cards. Was it? Oh. I swear there wasn't a... There was one I thought I had that had no container there. Okay, so obviously I am missing a couple of spots here and there. No card. Let's just see what I can get. Got it all. Oh, wait, I could store it. I just... the thing with the stacking mod, it needs an empty spot for it to place it and then move it. Okay. I don't see any blue boxes I'm missing. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, alright. So it's just the one door. Or I didn't notice that little one right there. Wheat! Wheat! Let me get the wheat. Bright lights in the corners. And to another one where I look, a nice little watery plant. Give me well. It's water. But I didn't really step down. Okay, got that. I'll grab what I can. A few spots. Okay, you know what? Let's go back because I am full. And I kind of want to make sure. Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I went through that one. I see another door with a lock, so we need some more key cards. Oh. I missed that one too. Ah. Yeah. Go. Make sure I'm pointing the right direction. Well, it's up there. Oh. It's roughly the right direction. Well, I'm up to 434,000, so I'm up 200,000. I know that at this point, and it's 2 hours. So yeah, I can get 300,000 tokens today in 3 hours. That's easy enough. So I doubled my trade rockets for Humble to do the Pulsar quartz, and I boosted my zeolite production, which was holding me back. Now I might have to go boost my methane production there. You know, I need to bring a teleporter with me this time, so I can just teleport back and drop stuff off. There we go, coming up from behind my Tower of Silk. Man. Alright, you know, I'm just gonna dump it. I can grab everything I need and take it with me from this. I see the cosmic quartz. Do like that. I know I've got some space for stuff. Come on. I'm not completely out of room on everything. My drones are just busy. There we go. There. Okay. Teleporter. Yeah. Say that. Uh-huh. Okay. Now, back this way. A decent number of rockets actually going. That may, again, be the fact of the weirdness with the drones where they leave that one space open. The very last tile open, and it's like, oh, wait, no, yo, so-and-so got it. And then that person's like, hey, or that drone says that drone got it. No, drone, no, 67 got it. And it never gets taken care of until finally one of them gets their act together. You know, that's what I should have done. I should have gone that way and then gone across. Because that's close to... That's basically the beginning again, right? Yeah, that's where I started. Came up here and went up that way. So, yeah, I basically cut across to the starting area. And yeah, where are the trees? There's no trees here. There should be trees at least in other areas than these one, like, handful of little spots where there's actually generating. I've terraformed it much better than that. Come on. So I apparently missed that one on the way in, so I was distracted by the big door. And the fact there's golden crates here, but they're not regular golden crates. They're not the usable kind. See, I had... Oh, there's that little box up here. Wherever that thingy was there. Yeah. Grab that. Right above this door. Grab that. You know what? Double check. There's not like a box tucked in those. Yeah, it's totally a thing they would do, I expect. They would be like, ha ha, we hid it inside the wheat. Okay. So, we got that. That's where I ran around out of room again. Okay, we got the one access card. Is for the third time, can you arrange for us to receive materials to repair the pipes? So the pipes are leaking, or pipes are clogged. Well, yeah, gotta clean their pipes, and we gotta get power to this terminal here. Okay. Also, it feels like I should be interacting with that, but no. The froggies, Sarin frog eggs. So they're alive, but we got no butterflies anywhere. No insects in this one. Maybe this was the amphibian one, but if it's in the amphibian one, what are the amphibians eating? They like insects. You know, that's their thing. Why are they not eating it? Also nothing. I want this kind of megadome. This is a megadome. What we got is not a megadome. It's a semi-dome. It's a bitty dome. It's not a megadome. Let's throw it into this area. Yeah, why don't we get this type of thing? Megadome. Even it has to be Megadome Tier 2 for it to be like, here's the Megadome, and then the Megadome. The Ultra Megadome. Also, why can't we get these other plants? Like, see, they're growing the pitcher plants. And the fancy pink flowers. And whatever this thing is that I can't grow. And then you got the, okay, it's just repeating. And then, of course, this stuff we can't collect. And I'm again getting frame rate drops here. That might have been just a whole mass of trade rockets returning. I love how, like, okay. 1, 2 elevators. But jetpack. I go right up to the top. That's really probably for if you start on this moon. You want this to be your starting world, and then you come here somehow without the jetpack. Oh, I get to break that down. Okay, extraction mineral resources. There are far fewer as expected to maintain the greenhouses, so they're busy extracting the quartz, the blazar quartz over there. So they're just busy extracting that at the big site. And this is the big greenhouse to feed everybody. Yeah, we don't need to worry about food. Food's not a thing, you know, we have to be bothered with. Everybody can just starve. Okay, and there we go. And now just a big wheat farm. They're making cookies. It's all about the cookies. They did it all for the cookies. First harvest growing a harbinger of our community's rebirth. They will feed ourselves with our own produce. Yeah. Okay. Cool. What? I was about to say, don't tell me I can't just say, deconstruct the middle one. Like the weird one. Like, well, yeah, deconstruct the ones on the side, but not that one. I get butterflies in here, which is good because they're pollinating the plants, just not feeding the frogs. Which now makes you question, are they growing plants strictly for food here, or are they growing stuff for oxygen too? Because the flowers, I'm assuming that would mean there's some kind of an edible part to some of those flower plants and such. This is apparently for the food production here. I would assume that would be what the deal is with the flowers. You're going to grow them because they produce food, not because they look pretty. Or just because they produce oxygen. Because this is all about food here. We got flowers in the other section. Okay. I really don't think I need that. I got everything. I'm pretty sure I got everything at this point. Oh. I missed that. Yeah. There you go. I'm going to go for the trees over here this time. I think, oh, let's see, last time I went that way, tried to scale up that way. We're just going to go around this way. Oh, is this that, was a canyon, I think, with all the aluminum. Something. It was something they had in this canyon, because I remember coming through at the very start of the map. Yeah! Yeah, aluminum. Okay. This was behind my starting area. Also, where I'm pretty sure somewhere in here is where I put my first set of tree farms. And, then the water started to build up. And it's like, oh, I guess I need to move those trees. And apparently I never did finish this off. Oh, with this teleporter. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Come with me now. Oh, that's right. I know why I left it here. Because of this. I was thinking, when I launch back, does it drop the landing pod in the same spot again? And I need a place to teleport. But no, we got that little landing pad on the extraction rocket platform now, so you land there when you do the interplanetary rocket travel. So yeah, I don't need that anymore. Let's go back home. Can't believe I missed that one. That spot. I swear I thought I had got everything. Okay. So everything is going up here because this one's actually kind of at least put together for the most part with stuff. Sorted. There we go. Alright, so trade fuses. I'm going to leave those here because I'm actually going to use them here. I'm going to take the cartridges, though, because I'll use those. And I'll take the energy one. Actually, we'll leave the energy one in case I need more power. Silk, butterfly. I don't have the froggies over here. I got plenty of methane. Yeah. You know what? I'll come back for it. I could take that to Humble. Kind of top off my reserves there. Actually, yeah, I think I am going to go back to Humble now. So yeah, I would take some methane. Where was it? Oh, wait, other quartz. I did that. Alright, yeah, I'm taking those. Honestly, I'm fine with leaving these, because I think I'm doing fairly well on Prime right now for those. That's really where I'm going to need them. All the other stuff got taken over there. Okay. Let's dump this, and this. And go back. And now go to Humble. So I can drop off methane. Just make sure it's not running out. Yeah. Okay, not out, but it is getting a little low. Where this was completely full, which means probably the extractors were full. It drained. I did increase the rate by 7 seconds each because I added another optimizer, but that still is obviously not enough. That's not the problem now because that's not filling up anymore. So, zeolite, zeolite is still draining overall. Osmium is finally draining now. And uranium's out. Okay. Completely out of uranium. Okay. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I had this shipping. Oh, that's right. Yeah, right here. Yes. Okay, I've got shipping of uranium rods to here. It's not apparently sending enough. Let's also check my crushers. Wow. Okay. So. Okay, yeah, so uranium and osmium on one side. That on the other side. Yeah, I got just too much of that. Okay. So I'm actually burning through and not producing enough osmium rods to keep up. Or it's the case of there's just, you know what? This has got more osmium. I'm going to take that out. And yeah, so there'll be 1-to-1 on that. This side seems to be doing all right overall. I'm trying to balance. I'm just not getting enough, I guess, from this, enough iridium. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, there's the uranium and iridium. Super alloy. Maybe that's what it is. I also did a super alloy because I'm producing so much here. Okay, I've got those. I'm not shipping out super alloy from here. I probably should. Honestly, I should have this helping ship super alloy to Aqualis, since that's really the best way to get supplies is you ship super alloy and deconstruct it. Yeah, still doing fine on that. So, well, I guess I need to put a teleporter at the zeolite farm now. Just make it easier to keep track of it. So, 9 more zeolite, and it's not keeping up anymore. Or still. And now my methane's not keeping up, so I'll have to add some more methane production. Yeah, I added pretty much that whole row. And, okay, it's not backing up, so it's not that I don't have enough drones. Or being too busy with other stuff. It's, I'm just not producing enough to keep up with the demand for pulsar quartz. And uranium is the big problem now, I think. So, let's go back. It's too bad, like, Aqualis doesn't get, like, okay, Selenia has selenium, Aqualis has phosphorus. And then Aqualis has that you cannot mine here. It's too bad that it's not like you can't mine in certain locations, and then you have like special, like in other games, an actual resource deposit where on one of the land masses that comes up, it comes up and you see what looks like an exposed uranium node. So on top of that, it would let you build, but not adjacent to it. That could be kind of an interesting adjustment for Aqualis, because then you could have like uranium and say iridium there, and you could have where you're producing those, but you're still not producing the normal stuff, and it requires you still to get to a certain level of terraformation for the land masses to actually appear to be able to even do that. Okay, so those have shipped. They're not shipping fast enough to keep up with the demand over there. Not shipping enough uranium. to them. Or, you know what, that's... maybe my adjustment will help with that, because it may be a case the crushers are not, or recyclers are not keeping up pace now over there. That may really be what it is. Oh yeah, plenty of uranium rods. I could dump a few of those. Zeolite definitely took a hit here. It's definitely not building up too quickly. Phosphorus, not a big deal here, so that's not my concern. Yeah, see, plenty of blazar quartz, magnetar quartz, quasar quartz, and solar quartz. So quasar quartz you cannot produce. Is it? That's the one? Yeah, I think. Was it? Oh yeah, you gotta click here. No, we do get quasar quartz, so I can make quasar quartz. This is magnetar quartz, right? Blazar quartz, no quartz, and yeah. So magnetar quartz, that's it. The purple quartz is the one we can't produce. So I need to stock those. And then the quasar quartz. There's something I was using that for. Those harvesting robots, that's right, because you need those for the phosphorus and the qualis. And I feel like there's something else that I had to use it for. I can't remember. Oh, okay. Genetic traits. Sort those, and these are all my extra ones. What was that? I know I was looking at before. I'm missing certain species. So I got 1, 2, 3, still missing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I do have at least a couple of each, which means I should get, once I get them out there and I produce some with them, I should be able to pet them and get that genetic trait. What is it? Number 4 I'm missing. Let me look that up. I remember I had that pulled up before. There we go. I saved a bookmark for this reason. Number 4 is the snoober. 4-legged beetle-like, and it says you get it from loot. And there's 8. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've got all of those. Which one of them was number 6. Getting it, you had to take a larva and extract it. Then you got certain ones on the qualis, the arachnid, 4-legged crab-like on the qualis, then selenia, the armadillo, 2-legged armadillo. I don't remember seeing them today. But number 5 is snoober, 4-legged beetle-like, and I am not finding those. I'm not looting them anywhere. So it's fine. You got loot chances on like the other traits and such, but when you go to looking for a snoober, it doesn't tell you a loot chance. Found in treasure crates or from petting animals. So it's just a random loot chance, according to this, even from petting animals. So I technically should be able to get it from petting an animal, right? Well, those color variations and all that. Let's just double check, because this does kind of not differentiate the genetic traits. Did maybe a trait get dumped over here that I need? I don't think it should have. That's just colors, so. Oh no. Oh, maybe what we can do is I can prepare for it, and next time we can try to launch a massive number of rockets again. Still would like to get up to at least say 500 per rocket type. And you know what? Pretty sure at the least my volume probably shot up even on the gameplay, since Windows 11 upgrade did screw a whole bunch of audio settings up. I don't want to blow anybody's ears out with the sound of the storm. It's not as bad as launching a bunch of rockets, but just in case it is kind of getting loud, because this is the most active one with the super alloy storm. Yeah, Windows 11. Be fair, Windows 11 did fit some weird things that had happening, but of course screwed up a lot of other stuff. Like, stuff that you don't want screwed up. It should be almost over. But, like, weird things, like this mouse, or this keyboard I have. For some reason on Windows 10, at one point, some update made it where randomly, it just started. It would not turn, like, off. Like, I shut down, and I would still come here at night. I could see glow from the keyboard RGB just being on all night long. And the only option I had was to literally unplug the keyboard. And you don't want to do that. I have to go unplug your keyboard every time you shut down, and then remember to plug it up before you turn it back on. But Windows 11 has fixed that. So now the keyboard actually turns off when the computer turns off. But screwed up a bunch of audio settings. Like originally, I couldn't even get it to see the Yeti microphone in OBS because Microsoft, I mean, the driver was there. It was still seeing it in the device manager. But for some reason, it was trying to rename it as OBS was trying to access it. And I don't know what happened to make it slowly start working. It just randomly started working. So yeah, I don't know on that as a weird, you know, thing. Let's just take this. Boom. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna give me what I want. I mean, it gives traits, but it's not. Okay, yeah, apparently I do need to go put it up. Nope, not gonna work there. And like earlier, I got on after everything worked fine as far as I'm aware last week, but it's only earlier the audio wasn't picking up. Like I got the mic working in OBS, but then it would not pick up the game audio. And I got it working right before, like I was like, okay, why is this not working? And then it's working. I see it. So I closed the game, switched, started the stream, and did the timer to get ready. And then as it came up, I checked again, and I noticed it wasn't picking up the audio again, and I had to fix it. And I guarantee as soon as I switch a scene or something, it's gonna stop recognizing the audio again. Like it's like for some reason it just keeps randomizing which of the audio devices it wants to recognize as this is where the game audio is coming from. I'll play a methane here, so I could just do that. Some point I do need to go finish up my displays, making everything look nice. Okay, I feel like we're good there. So I am at 489,000. There's 222,000 or 223,000 at the start. I'm pretty sure. Still, I'll have to double check afterwards, but I feel like that's where it was. We got you know, about 30 minutes more gameplay before it's right at the hour or 3-hour mark of starting the stream, so I feel like I should be fine. Should be getting there. What is this one taking? That's it. There we go. Come on. Where's that drone? One more. There we go. Oh, you know what? Let me take some methane. Actually, let's see. I'll just go ahead. Well, I won't take too much because I want to throw my like rotation off. Where was it? So, I've already forgot where I put it or where it was. Where's the methane? There we go. Good enough. Back to humble.